Chapter 14, The Freehold's Choice. Preparations and the Weight of Leadership. The next few days dissolved into ceaseless activity. He moved between council chambers, armories, and training grounds, refining logistics and reinforcing his vision. Strategists presented maps of Whisperwood and Dragon's Tooth Mountains, while quartermasters tallied supplies. Messengers coordinated with the Stoneheart clan and updated on the Freehold envoy's journey. The air in Amaranthan crackled with renewed purpose. Hope and determination became the new currency. Otnam felt the weight of it all, the hopes of his people, the strategic gambles, the lives impacted by his decisions. He found solace in the methodical preparations, in each arrow fletched, a step towards securing their future. Finally, as the sun began its descent on the 5th day, a lookout sounded the horn. A small, disciplined retinue, bearing the distinctive banners of the Freeholds, was sighted approaching the main gates. The delegates had arrived. The throne room, a calculated confrontation. Otnam commanded, his voice calm. Send Thorn to greet them at the city gates and bring them here for the meeting. He ascended to the newly refurbished throne room, its banners unfurled, the scent of polished stone and fresh pine needles filling the air. Taking his place upon the ornate seat, he adopted an air of regal authority. Guards in fresh livery stood at attention, their polished armor glinting in the soft torchlight, creating an imposing yet welcoming atmosphere. Councilman Stephen Thorn, resplendent in his finest robes, greeted the Freehold delegates at the city gates. His portly frame bustled with diplomatic energy as he introduced himself and extended Amaranthan's warm welcome. The delegates, a varied group of seasoned leaders and stoic guards, acknowledged his greeting with cautious formality. Thorn then led them through the illuminated streets of Amaranthan to the throne room. A hush fell as the heavy oak doors swung inward. Councilman Thorn entered first, gesturing respectfully for the Freehold delegates. 3 figures stood at the forefront. Elder Maeve, a woman with keen, observant eyes and practical leather attire, a burly man whose calloused hands spoke of labor, and a younger, more scholarly individual clutching a leather-bound journal. Their gazes swept the room, settling on Otnam. A palpable tension, a blend of curiosity and wary evaluation, filled the space. Otnam's voice cut through the silence. I bid you welcome, Freehold delegates. Do you know why we have asked you here today? Elder Maeve stepped forward. We have our suspicions, Your Highness, she replied, her voice steady. The blood tide's shadow stretches long. Their predatory expansion, their chokehold on trade routes, their insidious influence, we feel it. We surmise this summons concerns a united front against that encroaching darkness. But we await the specifics from your own lips. The burly man grunted in agreement, while the younger scholar adjusted his spectacles, pen poised. Then let me be more clear, Otnam stated, his gaze hardening. 5 days ago, I ordered all trade with the Freeholds from Amaranthan, Stoneheart, and the surrounding lands to cease until a decision is made here today. This was based on your complicity in the theft of Amaranthan goods and the sale and purchase of stolen goods. So, do you have anything to say to this? Elder Maeve's calm facade fractured. Her eyes blazed with disbelief and indignant fury. Complicity in theft? Stolen goods? She spat. The burly man clenched his fists, a low growl rumbling. Even the young scholar looked up in shock. Your Highness, Maeve continued, regaining control, we are honest merchants. The blood tide has undercut our prices. Yes, and forced our hand, but to accuse us of theft, that is an outrageous slander. Our trade continues because our people must eat. If we did not buy from those who offered the best price, our freeholds would starve. We have merely adapted to survive, not joined them in villainy. I said complicit in theft and its goods, Otnam corrected. Not thieves yourselves. How could I keep sending merchants to the freeholds with raids and your cities buying stolen goods? I am giving you a chance to determine your future. But precautions needed to be taken. Elder Maeve's fiery gaze softened. You speak of the raids, she stated. The disruptions to caravans and waterways. We know them well. You halted trade as a precaution? To force our hand, perhaps, but also to stem the flow of resources to the blood tide. She glanced at the burly man, who still scowled but listened intently. The young scholar scribbled furiously. "You say we have a chance to determine our future," Maeve continued, "and we have always valued our autonomy. But what future do you envision for the freeholds, and at what cost?" "Yes and no," Otnam replied. "You will have autonomy over your cities and surrounding lands, but no longer as a nation on your own. Stoneheart has already joined. They are part of my lands by right. Whispering Woods, the Dragon's Tooth Mountains, and the Dead Man's Fawn will also soon be ours. We already have troops prepared to march." Elder Maeve's composure fractured. Her face paled. The burly man let out a low growl, hand on his axe. The scholar paused, mouth agape. "No longer a nation?" Maeve whispered, defiance draining. "You speak of annexation, Your Highness. Of conquering the very lands we have fought to keep free from any overlord. To serve you. For the promise of peace and safety from the blood tide. And it seems from you," she added, voice barely audible. The starkness of the choice was laid bare. "No, I am asking for your willingness to serve," Otnam clarified. "I have no plans to take the freeholds by force or annex them, but I will not support a nation that so freely supports our enemies. This includes trade. As Stoneheart is part of us, not via force but by unity, their weight is also behind us." Elder Maeve's rigid posture softened. "Willingness to serve," she repeated. "Not force but choice. And indeed, the Stoneheart clan's allegiance shifts the balance of power." She looked at the burly man, who relaxed his grip. The young scholar looked torn. "The divided land you speak of," Maeve continued, "places us in a perilous position. To stand alone against both the blood tide and now, potentially against a unified Amaranthan and Stoneheart, would be suicide. But to willingly yield our autonomy, even for the promise of fair rule and security, that is a monumental decision, Your Highness. One we did not anticipate making in this manner." Her gaze held Otnam's, seeking deeper understanding. "You will be free to continue to rule your lands and cities as you see fit," Otnam assured her. "Everyone is different, every place is different, and that is a good thing. However, you will implement overarching laws between all the cities to make things better and safer. Here are 5 examples. 1. No murder, theft, pillaging, or rape. 2. Cities are to have hospitals and trained medical staff. 3. Cities are to have centers of learning like our Collage of Talents or Mages Guilds. 4. The army and guards work together trading troops between region to promote unity. 5. Cities can govern themselves within reason." Elder Maeve listened intently, her expression shifting to contemplation. The burly man relaxed further, understanding dawning. The young scholar scribbled, less frantically. "Autonomy within reason," Maeve murmured. "Governing ourselves but with overarching laws for the common good. Hospitals, schools, a unified defense. These are undeniably sound tenets. It is certainly a unique approach to governance, Your Highness. A system that offers both structure and a surprising degree of freedom. It is much to consider, but you have certainly painted a clearer picture. I don't care how you rule your city, just that people's safety is kept in mind," Otnam reiterated. "You work with us and the core laws are followed. I find the nuances are sometimes best left to those that live there. But I will have you fall in line with Amaranthan, Stoneheart, and the Slate Mountain clans. That means you run the day-to-day, and I have the final say. This leaves you with choices, although not many really. Join us, join the blood tide, or try to stay independent without our support. I need an answer soon, so take a day, look around the city, talk to the populace. See the improvements, repairs being made, not just to benefit the rich but to benefit people as a whole. We will meet back here tomorrow. I must apologize. I cannot wait much longer as I must depart with the army soon." Elder Maeve nodded slowly. "Understood, Your Highness. Your focus on the safety and well-being of the populace is clear." Her expression grew serious. "A day," she repeated. The burly man shifted uncomfortably, and the young scholar closed his journal. We will make good use of this time to see the improvements and to speak with the people of Amaranthan. She exchanged a brief, meaningful look with her companions. We understand the urgency. The tide waits for no one. With a curt bow, she signified their acceptance. Councilman Thorne stepped forward to escort the delegates, ready to begin their tour. A long rest and strategic reflections. As the Freehold delegates departed with Councilman Thorne, Otnam turned to High Commander Lyra Stormwind and Diplomatic Advisor Justin Allen. "Is there anything further requiring my immediate attention today?" he inquired. Lyra shook her head. "All pressing matters are in motion, Your Highness. The preparations for the expedition, the continued search for your requested items, and the oversight of the city's defenses are well underway. You have set a clear course for us." Justin Allen nodded. "Indeed, Your Highness, the diplomatic groundwork has been laid. Now, we await their decision and prepare for the next phase of engagement, be it military or continued negotiation." With his duties concluded, Otnam retired, seeking much-needed respite. The quiet hours of the night offered solitude. He paced his chambers, the day's negotiations replaying. The Freeholds were a crucial piece, their allegiance vital for a unified front. He had presented a stark choice, but one he believed was for their good. He reflected on Elder Maeve's initial defiance, dawning realization, and grudging acceptance. He hoped they would see the genuine opportunity for prosperity and security he offered, rather than just the loss of absolute independence. He thought of the Whisperwood, Dragon's Tooth Mountains, and Dead Man's Fen territories he intended to bring under his influence by diplomacy or force. Each presented unique challenges, but the vision of a unified, secure realm fueled his resolve. The weight of leadership was heavy, but the path forward was clear. He sought a deep, restorative sleep, preparing for the decisive meeting and the impending expedition. The Freehold's decision. The morning stretched into afternoon as Otnam patiently awaited the return of the Freehold delegates in the throne room. He envisioned them moving through the bustling markets, observing the well-drilled city guard, perhaps even witnessing the ongoing repairs and improvements to public infrastructure. The city's pulse, a vibrant testament to its resilience and his leadership, would undoubtedly speak volumes. As the sun began to dip towards the western horizon, casting long shadows across the throne room, the familiar creak of the heavy doors heralded their return. Elder Maeve, the burly man, and the young scholar re-entered, their expressions now a complex mix of contemplation and a dawning understanding. "So what are your thoughts now, Elder Maeve?" Otnam asked, his voice calm. Elder Maeve stepped forward, her initial wariness replaced by a newfound gravity. "Your Highness," she began, "we have seen much in our day within Amaranthan. We have spoken with your merchants, your common folk, even some of your soldiers. The prosperity is undeniable. The commitment to improving the lives of all citizens is evident, and the preparations for this campaign are impressive." She glanced at the burly man, who gave a slow, deliberate nod. The scholar, too, offered a silent affirmation. "We have discussed amongst ourselves at length," Maeve continued, her gaze firm. "The choice you presented, stark as it was, leaves little room for other viable paths. To stand alone is to invite ruin from the blood tide, or to wither from isolation. To join them is anathema to everything the Freeholds represent. Therefore, Your Highness, we accept. The Freeholds will join your alliance, under the terms you have outlined. We will lend our strength, our trade, and our people to this united cause. May this alliance bring true prosperity and lasting peace to all our lands. Then Amaranthan and Stoneheart will start trading with the Freeholds again," Otnam declared. "A teleport link will also be set to the Freeholds, and we will exchange troops between the Freeholds, Amaranthan, and Stoneheart to foster unity. We will not be taking any troops from the Freeholds for the advance to Whisperwood, but if you would like to send a delegate capable of fighting with us to see the campaign firsthand, you are welcome to do so. This will allow you to report back to your people on the progress and the true nature of our intentions." Elder Maeve nodded, a genuine smile gracing her lips. "That would be most welcome, Your Highness. A direct witness to your campaign would indeed solidify trust and understanding among our people." The burly man grunted his approval, and the scholar quickly jotted down Otnam's pronouncements. The alliance was forged, not without tension, but with a clear path forward. The freeholds, once wary and independent, were now bound to Amaranthan and Stoneheart, united against the encroaching darkness of the blood tide. The stage was set for the next chapter of Otnam's ascendancy. The journey to Whisperwood awaited,